there, my name is Bliss, and welcome back to me still not knowing what I'm doing, but doing it anyway. Today I let a Minecraft generator decide what I built in Minecraft. Let's just get into it. I separated it into 3 categories of like the style of the build, so Victorian, medieval, whatever. The biome that I wanted to build it in, so Savannah, whatever it could be. And then I also separated it into what I was building. So the movie theater, a store, it could be anything. What I got was a Victorian seaside restaurant. Now I've never built in Victorian. I don't even know how one begins to start doing that. But we're gonna try. So I guess the first thing to do was to find a place to build it. I kind of just looked up in the Minecraft text thing, locate biome, beach. And then I just used the first one that I found, honestly, because I actually really liked where it was at. And then it was just time to start building. This was not easy. I don't build Victorian. I've actually never built Victorian, really. I think maybe like once, but it wasn't good. And a restaurant makes it especially harder. But I kind of wanted to make it like overlooking the ocean. And I just kind of used gold and diamond blocks to map out the area that I wanted to build it in. I tried to figure out a color palette, but really it doesn't come together until later because I couldn't really figure something that looked cute to me. At first I thought pinks and whites, but it wasn't really giving Victorian. So later I go for more of a different color. And I wanted to do like a gradient, and it didn't end up the way that I was thinking, so I kind of scrapped that idea. I didn't have a shape in mind for what I was building. I kind of just placed gold blocks and decided, you know what, that works. And then I just started building up the walls and trying to figure out how tall I wanted certain parts of the build. And then I built like this little balcony because I thought it might look cute. I end up changing the colors again later, I think. Or I keep the colors, change the whole color of the rest of the building that fits in. I'm not sure. Then I just started going in on the towers, trying to figure out what a Victorian house would look like. It definitely took me a while to get there and to figure out what a Victorian house would look like. Soon I figured out that packed mud was actually giving more of what I wanted for this, and I started using that and dark oak wood instead. Victorian roofs are really hard, and it's hard to determine what is Victorian and what is not. I figured out from Pinterest, but I would like to thank Pinterest for all the help I've been given. This, Pinterest is my life. And I just started going crazy with the details. I think the biggest part of Victorian is just there's a lot of details in this kind of wizard tower-ish way, but also not at the same time. And then I just kind of tried to add dormers and roofs wherever I felt like it permitted it. And it was a mob party inside. They enjoyed the house. And I added a chimney as well. Then I decided instead of just using a door, I was actually gonna like make the door. And then I tried to fix the inside. I wanted to make the top like roof part an aquarium because I didn't like how it looked just the way it was. I actually wish I didn't do this, but there's no going back now. I just feel like you couldn't really tell it was an aquarium from below. And then I filled it up with water and just tried to add like little moss and coral details that you might be able to see from below. And then I was just trying to add little details. I tried to make these fairy lights everywhere. I personally like them, but they're also kind of weird, so I don't really know. I tried to make a check-in desk and then like put the aquarium in the walls. I started adding tables and just random decorations everywhere, random paintings and things in like a jukebox that didn't even look like a jukebox, and tried different chandelier designs and things like that. Just trying to fill up space, really. And then this is kind of the area where they'll cook, I'm hoping. I don't know. I tried to make the aquarium water come down from the roof and make a fountain. It doesn't really make sense in the logical way, but if you come here for logic and reason, then I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. And then I just tried to terraform around. I wanted to make the backspace of the restaurant kind of a outdoor eating area because I felt like leaving it blank would be not the nicest. I tried to utilize these fountains instead of getting rid of them with different moss things and different caves, different water, and I added a huge fountain outside. I actually liked this. I think it was actually cute. I tried to work with water and it didn't happen, so I just ended up using glass because I felt like it looked cuter anyway. And then I just tried to add different flower pots and flower beds, my signature spore blossoms, and then places to eat because that was the whole point, and campfires and things. Then I had the crazy idea that this place needed a cruise ship. How does that make any sense? It really doesn't, but it is what I decided and it is what I did end up going with. This is kind of just like a therapy project where if something came into my mind, I just started making it instead of thinking too much into it, and I think it actually turned out okay in that way. I was trying to make it a cruise ship to where it was like old-timey and Victorian, but also like cruise ship and modern in a way. So I actually added like a mast and like the wind sails and stuff, and then like a wheel because I thought it was kind of cute. And then I added a dock too because I thought that could help them actually get to the place. I was trying to add a little bit of logic, just a tiny bit. Don't worry, I'm not going crazy. I added those cannons too because I thought they were just funny, and a funny way of making it like old-timey but also modern. And then I terraformed some more area because I thought it'd be nice if they could eat out front too by the cruise ship. And then I added some more towers because I thought we need a way to pull all of this together, because right now the back is just kind of separated from the whole restaurant and there's really no way down there. There's nothing connecting it all. You kind of just feel like you're in the wild. And then I just added fairy lights to connect them. I think this was a little bit much, but I have a fairy light problem. I blame LD Shadow Lady for starting my fairy light problem with Shadowcraft when I was a child and having me wish that, there was actually fairy lights in Minecraft. There isn't. Imagine my shame and sadness. And then I just wanted to add like a little pumpkin patch area because this was towards Halloween when I made this, and like a little truck and a little scarecrow. The scarecrow's like the funniest thing I've ever made in my life, and I didn't want to leave it, but now I wish I didn't leave it, but then I thought it was just funny, so I left it. And then I added my signature spore blossoms. I wanted to make some trees to go around because it felt very... I didn't like how there's these like huge towers and then there's like these tiny trees. So I wanted to make like a big tree to just put everywhere. I figured cherry would be cute, so I used that. And then I just pasted this in 4 different places. It is the same tree everywhere, and I'm sorry if that ruins your immersion, but I am way too lazy to make 4 of those trees. And then I added trees just in the area, tiny ones too. I actually did not like how they were all pink. I thought that was kind of like, it was tacky a little bit, so I actually go up and change them to green later. I was trying to make like a bee, and it did not work or go well. But I did still think this area was a little bit bland, so I added some like rocks coming out of the water to kind of enclose it in. I added some fairy lights on it too. I have a problem, a serious one, and I think it actually made it look a bit more interesting in that area because it was pretty bland before. And I tried to make like what I think small drip leaf would look like if it was real coming out of the water, and I don't know if I like it, but I did it, so. And then I added soul lanterns everywhere. I thought we all know I have a problem with really big lanterns, or at least if you've seen any other videos that I made, you'll know that. And then I started working on the interior of the cruise ship. I just wanted it to be another place to eat. I didn't really make it realistic. It had a piglin cashier, so I don't think there's a lot of realism happening. I made an aquarium and a chandelier, and then I didn't know what to do with the corners, so I just made like a library eating area that you're probably like, it's probably like VIP and you're jealous if you're not sitting there. Sorry, people who aren't sitting there. Maybe if you subscribe, then you'll be sitting there. I don't know. That's just an option. I'm just saying. And then I made a cute bridge so you could get over to the other part of the beach. I don't really know why I felt it was needed, but I actually really like the bridge now. I started wanting to add animals, and my first idea was jumping jellyfish. Now, are those actually a thing? I don't think they are. I don't know. This was not based on logic, as I've said about 17 times. This was more just for fun. I made a bunch of different colored ones. I have no clue why I did this, but it felt like the right idea at the time. And I, again, was just kind of going with what I was doing. And this is kind of the point of the video where we lose all realism, and you'll see why later. This is the part of the video where we're really going to lose all sense of realism. Yeah, so my idea was that this is actually a front for a soup, distributing place. Actually, at first I thought it would be a bread distributing place, but then I decided soup. Who makes the soup? Frogs. Yes, frogs. You heard that right. Now, this felt like a fever dream looking back at it now, but I felt like there should be like a wind chamber, so under this waterfall, you go in the waterfall, the wind either pulls you down or pushes you up. My original idea was to have I don't know if you've seen that thing in the Polar Express. I'll put it in here if I can find it, where they're like in the, I can't even explain it because it's just such a vivid memory of nothing. But like the machine room where there's like conveyor belts and stuff. That's what I was thinking. And then I decided, what if it was actually like a workshop? So this is kind of the wind chamber thing I was talking about. I based it off of like a windmill, but I wanted like the smoke and stuff to be like pushing you up into or down into the shop. Now, this is the part where I got the idea for, because in my brain at this point, I'm still thinking bread. I don't know who's cooking it. I don't even think I thought animals till I got a little bit more into it and thought I found a cute design for frogs in my mind and I started using it. Sorry for the bat zooming around. Jeez. Calm down, dude. And then I thought it's gonna be really hard to design bread, so I went to soup instead. And I made like little like noodle cups with like little frog logo banner on them. And I thought, now we should probably move on because this has been way too much of the video already. At this point, I wanted to start adding some clouds, and then I realized I was putting the clouds way too close to the ground, so I started putting them up higher, and then I started putting sparkles in the air because I thought, that's cute. I wanted to start adding animals, so in the sky somewhere else, I started building some turtles, and I think I did a fish and an otter. I did that on a generator online because I couldn't decide what to build. And then this is the point where I started not taking it seriously anymore. I gave it blush and a mustache, and then the otter that I made, I gave really weird eyes. But I did put the otter on a rock because I thought that would be a really cute way to portray it. I don't think I've ever actually built an otter in Minecraft. And then I started putting them in their respective areas. I didn't know where to put them, and I needed to learn how to world edit flip them because I didn't understand that for a while. And I wanted to make it look like the fish was popping out of the water. I didn't know where to put the turtle, so I decided actually to just build a rock like for it and then put it on the rock. It did not fit on the rock, so it kind of looks like it's jumping off, but I added some smoke particles to make it look like he was running. And this is the finished product. I decided to end it here, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think the jellyfish turned out really cool. I think my favorite part is probably the cruise ship. I don't know why, but it definitely is. Yeah, I enjoyed making this. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I'm definitely going to do more of these generator decides what I make builds because it just gives me a lot of freedom, but also constrictedness. Is that a word? I don't think it is. But I'm going to make it one now. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Let me know in the comments if there's any other ideas you have for videos or what you like to see. See you next time. Like and subscribe. Bye! And this is the part of the video where we're